This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT. Good morning to you. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It's great to see you on this Tuesday, November 1st, and we're going to make it a good start to the month.
We are. It's going to be a warm one. And now at 6:30, a Halloween nightmare came true for a family trick-or-treating in eastern Kentucky. More on the dangerous item that was been found in a piece of candy.
Also ahead, things got heated during last night's one and only debate between the candidates for Kentucky Senate. We got a recap of it coming up.
And patients at Kentucky Children's Hospital weren't able to trick-or-treat, but you'll see how UK coach Matthew Mitchell and the women's basketball team made sure they got their candy fix.
Well, Micah, you're just making it really confusing for people. As they walk out, they're like, today's November? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, we're sitting there right around 80 degrees later on.
I know.
Unbelievable. Trick-or-treating was amazing last night. I don't know of anybody that hated trick-or-treating last night.
No, it was perfect.
It was perfect, all right? Here's what we're going to be dealing with today and tomorrow. We're going to start off with temperatures well above average. We're going to finish off with temperatures well above average. And not just well above average, but possible record-breaking temperatures once we get into the afternoons. 50s and 60s early this morning. As you're walking out the door, just know this, that it's a nice start to the day. It's going to be a nice finish off toward the evening hours, heading out to eat or just grilling out. I mean, this is really grilling out weather for this time of year. I mean, it's really, really nice. We'll take you off into your Thursday and into Friday, where it turns from really nice to very chilly. And I'm going to show you how low we go and your weekend forecast. We'll have all that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. And leading our news this half hour, it is a parent's worst nightmare, finding something that does not belong in their child's bag of Halloween candy.
Well, we are all learning that one parent made that discovery that can only be described as shocking after their child went trick-or-treating in parts of West Virginia and eastern Kentucky. WKYT's Lauren Miner is at our WKYT live desk this morning with details. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Andrea. This, unfortunately, is not the first time we have heard a story like this where a dangerous item has been found inside a child's Halloween candy, and it's something police warn us about every year. The parent made the shocking discovery yesterday evening after the child was trick-or-treating in parts of Mingo County, located in West Virginia, and Pike County, Kentucky. Both counties are located near the state lines. The Mingo County Sheriff's Department says the parent was going through their child's candy when they found a needle in a mini Snickers bar. You can see in the picture that the needle was actually stuck through the middle of that candy bar. You know, it's an important reminder for all parents, no matter where you live or where you go trick-or-treating, to always double check your child's Halloween candy before letting them eat it. Reporting at the live desk, Lauren Miner, WKYT.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. So scary.
Yeah, we'll keep asking questions, try to figure out, you know, if there's more than this one isolated situation, certainly.
Well, with Election Day just a week from today, Kentucky's U.S. Senate candidates are heating up after the debate last night.
They did, certainly during the debate. Kentucky's U.S. Senate candidates, Lexington Mayor Jim Gray, the Democrat, and the incumbent Republican, Senator Rand Paul, met for their first and only debate of the campaign last night. WKYT's Mike Byer is live in Lexington outside the KET studios with a debate recap. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bill. One of the most spirited parts here at KET last night was over the Supreme Court. Senator Rand Paul said he couldn't imagine voting for a Supreme Court nominee from Hillary Clinton, but stopped short of saying he would block any appointment. Mayor Jim Gray said the Senate should have given President Obama's nominee a hearing. That exchange was one of several fiery moments of what has otherwise been a quiet Senate campaign. Paul mostly stuck to the script of Republican campaigns in conservative Kentucky by landing most of his punches on Clinton and Obama. He made sure to note Gray's support of Clinton's presidential campaign at every opportunity, even going so far to say it disqualified Gray from representing Kentucky in the Senate.
Senator Paul has already mentioned Hillary Clinton 3 times. Now that tells you that he's still obsessed about the presidential campaign. He's still thinking about the presidential campaign. He's not thinking about Kentuckians and Kentuckians' needs and challenges and problems. That's what I'm committed to. Will you serve a full term?
Gray then turned to Paul and asked him to commit to serving a full 6-year term in the Senate if he is reelected. That prompted Paul to call Gray a hypocrite, one of the few times he has engaged Gray during this campaign, by pointing out he would not be able to complete his full term as mayor if he were elected.
In fact, if anybody up here is distracted by running for 2 offices, it's you. I says, why don't you take a pledge to do your job as mayor? I mean, you got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, you could keep busy for another 8 years working on the whole.
Well, now, you did run for president
Gray tried to pin down Paul on several of his Senate votes, including his opposition to a bill that would rescue the pensions and health benefits of retired union coal miners. Paul said he supports the concept of the bill, but wants to include provisions that would scale back some of Obama's energy policies. Now, voters will have the final say as who will represent Kentucky in the U.S. Senate going forward. The election is 1 week from today. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right, it was lively. Thank you very much, Mike. State officials say Kentuckians shopping for health insurance on the exchange should expect higher prices and fewer choices during the open enrollment period that is beginning today. Open enrollment for 2017 now opening up. It will be the first time Kentuckians will be using the federal website, healthcare.gov, instead of Connect, the state-operated health insurance exchange that was put in place by former Governor Steve Beshear. Governor Matt Bevin discontinued Connect soon after he took office.
Friends and family continue to mourn the victims of a deadly crash in Lexington over the weekend. Lexington police say Louisville police detective Jason Schweitzer was asking UK employee Timothy Moore for directions when a suspected drunk driver, Suzanne Whitlow, hit the two men on South Upper Street Saturday morning.
Schweitzer was a 15-year veteran of the Louisville Metro Police Department. He also served as vice president of the FOP Lodge for several years. He'd been involved there since he was a teenager. The FOP Lodge president says Schweitzer was a passionate detective, but he loved more than his job, certainly his family.
With him and Jessica and getting married and having their young daughter, and of course he's very excited. They just recently found out that they were going to have a son.
Detective Schweitzer's visitation with an FOP service will be held today at Ratterman Funeral Home in Louisville. His funeral will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It will be at St. Michael Catholic Church, also in Louisville.
We also spoke more with friends of the second crash victim, UK employee Timothy Moore. We're told Moore was working third shift at UK's central heating plant at the time of the crash. Friends say he was a Navy veteran who was proud of serving his country and was also proud of his family, which included 3 children and 12 grandchildren.
He showed the picture of his kids getting married, his sons getting married. Couldn't have stopped talking about them. I asked, how old are they? And what can they tell me? He must have talked about them for 3 hours. I loved every minute of it.
Moore had worked for UK for 14 years. The university has since made grief counselors available to their employees. New this morning, the city of Lexington says it will install a crosswalk near the site of a crash that injured a high school student yesterday morning. The 15-year-old was hit yesterday while crossing Clays Mill Road near Rosemont Garden on his way to Lafayette High School. He was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. We talked to the city's director of traffic engineering. He says a crosswalk was already planned to be put in Clays Mill and Rosemont. We're told it will be installed by the end of the week. Well, while kids at Kentucky Children's Hospital couldn't go trick-or-treating last night, they didn't go without candy, all thanks to some UK athletes.
They got to take part, right? Patients got the surprise of a lifetime when the UK women's basketball team showed up and delivered Halloween treats. The players also spent some time playing some games with them, and Coach Matthew Mitchell also went along, and he was dressed up as Batman.
We wanted to come over and try to put a smile on a few people's face today, and that's really what we're here, just to try to provide some fun and some encouragement for the kids who are here.
Coach Mitchell says he and his team enjoy making special visits like this one because it also brings smiles to their faces. You see some of them there in their little costumes. Yeah, all right, a great story. All right, early birds now have a new choice for breakfast as of this morning. Bojangles opened its new location in Georgetown.
The new restaurant serves breakfast all day, every day, starting bright and early at 5 o'clock in the morning. Dozens of people camped out in the parking lot overnight for a chance at getting a $50 gift card. We caught up with the first person in line who said he set up his tent yesterday at noon.
It's not only getting free chicken, it's just, like I say, being with people and enjoying it.
Bojangles will also be opening a restaurant in Winchester in 2 weeks.
All right, sort of a return to the market for Bojangles. They were here years ago, and now they're back.
Yeah.
6:40 on WKYT this morning.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving out on the roads this morning with live drive traffic. We're going to start off with a look at the region. We do have a couple things we want to let you know about this morning.
Yeah, we'll let you know what you're seeing there in Winchester. That is a road closed due to construction work on Washington Street there in the Clark County seat. That is between 1st and 2nd Streets. And in Frankfort, you see that, the yellow marker there on the left side of your screen. Lane is blocked due to utility work on Main Street, both ways from Langford to Martin Luther King Drive. In the capital city, restricted flow there.
All right, now let's get a look outside courtesy of the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government Live Drive camera. We're looking at Nicholasville Road and Alumni Drive this morning. Things starting to speed up a little bit, but running smoothly as you head off into your first day of November. Can you believe it, people? Gosh.
What makes it harder to believe is the temperature out there. It's very warm this morning. We're anticipating a warm day today. Remember, you can get the latest traffic and weather info anytime with the WKYT Weather Plus traffic app, and that's downloadable for free in the app or Google Play stores. Great to have you along here on WKYT this morning, where there's a lot more on the way on your Tuesday.
Still ahead on WKYT, the President and First Lady dance to a Halloween classic before handing out candy. We'll check out their dance moves when we come back on WKYT this morning.
Feels really, really nice this morning, but let me tell you this, once we hit the afternoon and off into tomorrow, so today and tomorrow, possible record-breaking temperatures and then huge changes as we get off towards your weekend. I'll show you how that's going to impact your forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Starting off pretty warm for this time of year. I mean, typically we're right around 42 degrees and we're nowhere near that anywhere you look. So a really nice feel this morning. It's going to be fantastic later on this afternoon. 50s and 60s this morning. And we get towards your afternoon near a record high at 80 degrees. Now, I want you to keep in mind that we do not forecast just for Lexington. These numbers are not just for Fayette County, okay? This is for 70-plus counties that we cover around the viewing area. So we have to take an average of what we expect from north to south, east to west, and the average will be right around 80 degrees later on today. That means some will be a little bit higher, some a little bit lower, but nonetheless, I do expect Lexington to at least come within a degree or two of the record being at 83 degrees later on this afternoon. That was set back in 1987. That's not only for today, but we could potentially hit one tomorrow too at 82 degrees. So today and tomorrow is going to be dry, gusty winds out of the south, and we'll see temperatures there in the lower 80s. Like I said, that date was back in 1987, roughly 30 years old. Okay, so then we head off toward Thursday. Thursday's where things kind of change just a bit. And then we'll start to see that rain move on in. Remember, this rain isn't for every single person out there. However, it's a pretty decent shot that we'll actually get some rain in the forecast. There's 2 p.m., here's 5, 6 p.m., and go off towards 7 p.m. and starting to fade away, heading off into the evening hours. So if you have any events going on Thursday, know this. Right now, I would say northern Kentucky, you may be able to knock out some of those events during the afternoon and evening hours because it looks like it's going to fade down south. But some of us will be left with some rain during the afternoon and evening, especially south of I-64 during that Thursday afternoon. Then we head off toward Friday morning, starting off in the 40s. That's roughly average. Get in towards your afternoon, look at that. You're talking 50s and 60s. I mean, a pretty chilly day in store considering where we have been. So it's all relative. You know, when we get into time like this, you get into the 80s a few days and then bring in the 50s, which 58, 59 degrees is only 3 to 4 degrees below average. It feels totally different. It's a big chill in the air, and that's exactly what we're going to feel on Friday. So heading out to Friday Night Football, we'll be on the cool side. So the breakdown today, tomorrow looks good. Thursday, rain chance. Friday, much, much cooler. The weekend looks much better, and it actually feels pretty nice. Not all that bad sitting there in the low to mid 60s. And we'll throw back the clock there on Saturday night into Sunday morning. So I don't think anybody will be late to church on Sunday morning when you throw the clock back 1 hour. Everything looks good in this forecast. It's another 7-day forecast where most of us are dry and one day that we have a chance of rain, and that's it. I mean, pretty good looking forecast. And it's for everybody temperature-wise. Really warm and really chilly is in there. So
I feel like my family would be like, challenge accepted. We'll still be late on Sunday. It does not matter.
Right. Well, true, and you get that extra hour of sleep over the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's the other
You overestimate it sometimes a little bit.
At some point in there, right, get that all worked in. All right.
Thank you, Micah.
Micah, thank you very much. 6:47 our time now.
Well, President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama celebrated Halloween with trick-or-treaters at the White House.
President Obama told the trick-or-treaters that their costumes were awesome, and he joked with parents who were there that on Halloween you don't have to pay attention to Michelle and your healthy eating.
Uh-oh.
You know, she's known for that, right? The Obamas danced to Michael Jackson's Thriller with their costume-clad guests before handing out some candy. So there you see their moves.
That cracks me up. You don't have to listen to Michelle today. She's probably giving him that death stare like, honey, you listen to me every day.
Doesn't look like they're just a little reserved there, the first couple of that
dance. You might
dance.
be in trouble there. Yeah.
All
oh, cute.
There you go. Keep it here on WKYT. CBS This Morning is just a few minutes away. It's 6:48 right now.
We have more news for you when we return.
Coming up, Hillary Clinton's aide, Huma Abedin, responds to the new email probe, the latest on the FBI investigation. Plus, we're in Alabama where a deadly pipeline explosion could impact gas prices for millions. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
The time now is 6:51, 9 before 7 here on WKYT This Morning.
And coming up next on CBS This Morning, Hillary Clinton's aide responds to the latest FBI email investigation. Also the latest on a deadly gas fire in Alabama that's still burning after a pipeline explosion. CBS This Morning will have a live report from the scene with the potential impact it could have at the pump. Well, a trick, not a treat for a family near eastern Kentucky, and a U.S. Senate debate recap. That's what's making headlines this morning. Bill joins us now with a look at what's trending on the web.
Yeah, we're keeping WKYT.com updated for you. Deputies near the Kentucky-West Virginia line say a parent found a needle in a Snickers in their child's Halloween candy. We have that picture posted at WKYT.com right now. Deputies say the child did some trick-or-treating in Pike County as well last night. We also have a lengthy article up online now about last night's U.S. Senate debate between Republican Senator Rand Paul and Democratic Lexington Mayor Jim Gray. The two traded some stiff words in their first and only debate. It was last night on KET. The election, of course, is 1 week from today. And our most clicked on story right now is the arrest of a woman in Richmond after a weekend standoff. And how about this weather, huh? It's just awesome out there. Micah's talking about near record highs to start this month of November. And you can check that out, of course, on WKYT.com and on our newscasts throughout the day, or follow him on Twitter, Micah Harris WX. Let's go now to Andrea.
All right, thank you, Bill. Hillary Clinton heads back to the campaign trail today in the crucial state of Florida as the FBI searches through thousands of newly discovered emails possibly connected to a private server controversy. The emails were found on the laptop of former New York Congressman Anthony Weimer's top aide, Huma Abedin's estranged husband. The probe provided more fodder for rival Donald Trump, who used the issue to blast Clinton's judgment. Hannah Daniels has the latest on campaign 2016.
Hillary Clinton crisscrossed the battleground state of Ohio Monday, trying to put the focus back on Donald Trump.
I want you to be able to say, I voted for a better, fairer, stronger America.
Yesterday, FBI agents began scrubbing through what could be hundreds of thousands of emails, searching for messages that came from Clinton or may contain classified information. Clinton's campaign is accusing FBI Director James Comey of a blatant double standard for disclosing this probe to Congress, but staying silent on its investigation into the Trump campaign's alleged ties to Russia.
If Hillary is elected, she would be under protracted criminal investigation, likely followed by the trial of a sitting president.
With the election just 1 week away, the Justice Department says it will commit all resources necessary to review the emails quickly. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
And today is the last day that Kentuckians can apply for an absentee ballot. In Kentucky, you must have a reason to vote using an absentee ballot. We do not have early voting per se here. People in the military or college students or people with disabilities can all request an absentee ballot. Voters can apply for the ballot from their county clerks in person or online. And completed ballots must be returned by mail, and your county clerk must get it by 6 p.m. on Election Day next Tuesday. Just 2 months after being indicted by a grand jury, Clay County's judge executive has decided to step down. Joe Asher's resignation is effective immediately. In August, a grand jury indicted him and former road foreman Buford Jarvis on charges of abuse of public trust, bribery, and possession of a forged instrument. Earlier this month, the Clay County Sheriff opened up a new investigation revolving around money Jarvis allegedly gave Asher. A new Clay County judge executive will be appointed by Governor Matt Matt Bevan.
For the first time in a decade, hundreds of state transportation workers will be getting a raise. Governor Matt Bevan announced around 2,600 Kentucky Transportation Cabinet workers will see an increase of about $3.20 an hour. The governor says the cabinet has had a higher turnover rate of the last few years. He hopes the raises will keep workers from leaving. The raise will go into effect by January.
The preseason AP basketball poll is out, and Kentucky is ranked second, just behind Duke.
Don't like that, people.
Right. Well, the Wildcats received just 2 of the 65 first-place votes. 5 preseason top 25 teams are on the Wildcat schedule, including 3rd-ranked Kansas, 6th-ranked North Carolina, 12th-ranked Michigan State, 13th-ranked Louisville, and 16th-ranked UCLA.
Coach Chow's guys were dominant in their first exhibition game on Sunday, beating Clarion by 57. Next up for UK, another exhibition game this Sunday. The Cats will play Asbury University at 7 o'clock at Rupp Arena.
Okay, well, let's check in with weather now. And we're anticipating a possible record high today and maybe a time or two this week. Here's Micah.
Yeah, yesterday was really, really nice. And you know what? Today is actually better than yesterday in terms of the temperatures. The way it looks, too, we'll start to get some mixture of sun and clouds out and about. So 50s to 60s this morning, not a bad start. As kids are heading out to the bus stop and you heading out to work. When you return home, everybody will want to be in short-sleeve shirts and some shorts, because we'll be right there in the lower 80s. Gusty winds, too.
Isn't that
like
great?
Summertime, right? Nobody's more up-to-date than you to start your day. Thank you for being on WKYT.
Have a good one, everybody.